High five.
High five. High five indeed.
I just want to thank Ricky, Bobby, and Cal for coming out yesterday and filling in for me and Matt for Halloween. It was great watching them, roll the show. Cal's mustache kept falling off yesterday. He got a little distracted, but we made it through the show, folks.
Yeah, it's always nice when we have celebrities fill in for us.
Yeah,
It's-
Matt and I lead a really busy life here at Mecum. It's sad because, you go through an entire auction week and then you get to the last day and you're like, wow, I can't believe it's over. But today's going to be super exciting with everything that we've got crossing the block, right?
It is. And welcome indeed to Mecum in the Morning here at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas.
Our first time here.
First time in Fort Worth, but of course not our first time in Texas or the DFW area.
No way.
It's not our first rodeo.
It's not, Matt. Yeehaw.
Oh, man. And if you are wondering what in the world we were talking about, we had some fun yesterday on Halloween. So you have to go back and check out that episode because I think that might have been one of my favorites so far.
I have to say, if Alyssa puts together a blooper reel for this year, I hope she starts with some of your mishaps. I've never seen you so distracted. Matt's usually the professional one here on the show, no matter what comes his way. And wow, he threw us for a loop yesterday, folks.
Sure did. You never know what's in store, but I do know what's in store for today.
Do you, Matt?
I sure do. Crossing the block here at the beautiful Dickies Arena here in Fort Worth. We've got 58 pieces of road art, 348 vehicles, and that includes 4 collections. And we've got some great ones that we're going to be talking about on the show.
Are we really?
We are.
Did you happen to visit some of those collections?
We are. I did. And we have some great merch. I am rocking the event exclusive tee.
For the second time this week.
Is not, but we've got some great Johnny Lightning. We've got some Chase. We talked about that at Indy about how we've got some sprinkled in the mix over there. Some White Lightning, super cool.
Well, now that you've mentioned it, and if someone's tuning in for the first time, like, what is a White Lightning car, Matt? Just real quick.
So a White Lightning is part of the Chase series that Johnny Lightning offers, which is through Auto World. So those are the 1/64 scale diecast cars, but they're the Chase ones, Brian.
Yeah.
So like with any kind of collecting thing, obviously there's like the people that like all of them, and then some of the super fans go after those really hard to find, really exclusive. So the White Lightnings are all white. I think it's like less than 2% of the run are classified as that. And we found out at Indy not too long ago that our merch area got some of them. So it's kind of like Willy Wonka's golden ticket.
You never know what you're going to get, Matt.
You sure don't. It's like a white ticket instead of a golden ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, folks, if you didn't hear, Matt had his own car. His face is on the back of a couple Camaros. You want to give yourself a shameless plug?
No, I love shameless plugs. So that's true. Yeah. So I partnered with the folks over there at Johnny Lightning a couple years ago when my Copo book came out. And
he's written 2 books, folks.
I've written 2 books.
You can buy them on Amazon.
You can. And we did a run of Copo cars modeled after cars that I had photographed and documented and included in the book. And then on the back, there's a little bit of a bio about me and just why that series existed. But it was fun. It was really neat.
Where can your fans buy your book or your car?
Well, they can head over to my site, themattavery.com. Or, of course, they can head over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all that.
Oh, so you're available everywhere.
I am available everywhere, especially when you send me out to knock on people's doors. Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is what friends are for. I'm here to promote you and all that you do to make Mecum as amazing as it is.
Yeah, and it's an incredible journey. We have a lot in store. And also, if people can't get enough of us or me, very excited to be launching On the Move with Matt Avery very soon.
It's been a work in progress, and I've been 26 is knocking, so we're
gonna get it going.
Why don't you tell folks about what On the Move with Matt Avery is going to be all about, so they can get excited. Once we launch it, they can hit subscribe. Tell us all about Matt on the Move.
Yeah, so On the Move with Matt Avery is a new show that we'll be launching here very soon across all of Mecum's channels. You can find it, and it's basically out traveling the country, experiencing and documenting all kinds of car culture. And we've already kind of got a pretty full catalog of episodes that we're going to be dropping, covering museums, covering some very unique vehicles. And I'm very excited. It's been several years in the works, and we're so close to launching.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. So hurry up and get it done, Matt.
Let's get it done. But something that I don't have a transition phrase.
I do. So yesterday we had a really amazing collection across the block. It was part one of a part two series of collections from the Jack Skewmaker Collection. Fantastic trucks, obviously. Texas and trucks fit together well, and let's check them out as they cross the block.
Welcome to Bentonville, Arkansas, about 200 miles outside of Little Rock. And this was the longtime home of Sam Walton, that retail giant who built the conglomerate that we now know as Walmart. And we have a fabulous collection of automobiles and trucks that people have never seen before. So that's why we want to share with you the Jack Skewmaker Collection. Let's begin our little tour here at the Jack Skewmaker Collection with his 1927 Chevrolet AA utility truck. Now, this was a technological tour de force in 1927. His first year for a floor-mounted accelerator, an in-dash fuel gauge, and the rear-view mirror. Well, now we're going to move the clock ahead about 10 years and look at two Ford pickup trucks. These trucks were pretty important in the history of the Ford pickup truck. In 1937, the pickup trucks began looking more like cars. We're going to talk about that again later with another pickup we're about to see.
Well, Dan, your father Jack loved to collect Chevys and Fords, mainly because they were easier to acquire. But your grandfather, being a Chrysler Plymouth Dodge dealer, your dad had to add some Mopar to the collection to represent.
Absolutely. It filled a void of the makers that were available at the time. And Dad really appreciated the pre-merger Dodge and Chryslers and so forth. And this one fits that bill.
And besides the trucks that we've shown you, there is an incredible variety of trucks we didn't have time to show you. A pickup truck from Hudson, maybe from Bantam, maybe one you've never even seen before. All coming to Dallas-Fort Worth and selling at no reserve.
It was really fun yesterday when we were watching those trucks roll off the block. There was a 51 Chevy that everyone was bidding on. It was probably one of the highlights of the day. I love when there's like bidding action and it's not just like one or two people bidding. There was 4 people on the floor going back and forth trying to get this truck, and there's one person on the phone. And you know, that's where that auction excitement comes from, is like when there's a variety of people like really looking for it. But I think there was a Dodge pickup that was the high seller out of that collection yesterday. And again, everything went at no reserve. But there's still something to come later. We'll talk about that, what's coming out of the Skewmaker Collection in Kissimmee. But let's talk about some Corvairs.
Let's talk about some Corvairs. So, Brian, we're here in truck territory, and obviously that collection had a lot of great trucks in it. And 2 in particular kind of jumped out, and it really lent itself very well. Kind of put them up to head to head for a little good old-fashioned Texas showdown.
It's the newest pickup from Ford with a new shape, a new design, and a new name, Ford Econoline.
It's past high noon, but I'm in Texas, and there's no better time for a classic truck showdown. I'm kicking it back to the year 1962, a time when Ford and Chevy were both trying to reinvent the light-duty pickup. On one side, Ford's Econoline, and the answer from rival Chevrolet, the Corvair 95 Rampside. So saddle up, and let's take a fun look at these funky classic haulers. Let's start with the similarities. Both debuted in 1961 and both followed a similar strategy. They were both variants of van models designed to be easier to drive, especially in tight urban areas, aimed at small business owners and service fleets who wanted better fuel economy, easier parking, and a usable bed for light work. You can see it in their construction too. Heavier duty trucks use body-on-frame construction for rigidity, but both of these are compact car based. The Econoline on Ford's Falcon, the Rampside on the Corvair. And design-wise, both are forward control, meaning cab forward layouts where the cab sits over the front wheels. When it comes to powertrain, both of these trucks have a 6-cylinder, but what's different is where it's mounted. In the Econoline, it's up front between the seats, whereas the Corvair has it mounted all the way at the rear. That allows for a larger, roomier cabin for 3 occupants and improved traction. But we're talking trucks, and what matters most is the bed and what you can haul in it. But between the two, you might say the Ford has the advantage with this fully flat load floor and this lower to the ground and larger tailgate. But the Corvair has a party trick, the Rampside door. That made it easy to load in equipment and gear, especially when using a hand truck. But because of this rear-mounted engine, it's a stepped load floor and not a flat surface. But Chevrolet did offer inserts that allowed for a flat but raised surface.
With a feature that sets it apart from every other pickup in the USA. That's right, the side pulls down to form a ramp, especially helpful when the load's too heavy to lift. The Corvair 95.
So there you have it, two very unique haulers, but if you think this town ain't big enough for the both of them, let me know in the comments, which one are you roping in and which one are you driving out of town?
Well, Matt, I have an answer for you. The one that I'm roping in and bringing with me is that Chevy. That side ramp. I love that you were able to fit a motorcycle in there. Maybe not full size, but I also don't get why manufacturers don't make vehicles like that today. They're so big. Trucks are so big. Not granted, I like big trucks, but that vehicle is perfect to get around in. And like the cities are busy. It's hard to find parking or whatever. They're perfect. And you can fit a motorcycle in there as you and Alyssa showed on the video.
This is just a minor detail. It's not a full-size motorcycle.
Oh, it's not, Matt?
It's not a full-size.
It's not. Is that a Harley Power Wheels that you can find in the Adventure Zone here in Dallas?
It sure is here in Fort Worth. We do have the Kids Adventure Zone, and it is hopping. And I did borrow that to show just what you could kind of do.
Well, I was kind of wondering. So Alyssa, our producer, posted a really funny Instagram story the other day, and all of a sudden in the background you come by and you're carrying the Power Wheels instead of riding it, because Matt still doesn't know how to ride yet, folks. So he was carrying it, and I was like, oh gosh, what are the two of them up to? I think I'll see it in some show package this week, and I did.
You sure did.
Makes sense now.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun, and it just kind of goes to show, Brown, about when you come out to an auction, there really is a lot to see and do. And I also mean from the standpoint of, like, you can also see the evolution of, you know, the cars and trucks that we know and love, and you can really see similarities. You can see the competitors, and that's what really stuck out to me about those two trucks. And also, they crossed the block back to back yesterday.
They did.
And I know there's a lot of excitement bidding on those. The Ford sold for $18,700 and the Chevy sold for $20,900. And I'm just really curious for our viewers. Drop a comment. Which of those trucks do you have one? Do you prefer one over the other? I'm kind of liking the Ford. I like.
Of course, you had to go against what I chose.
I did, of course.
Yeah. I don't know, that side ramp, brilliant.
It is very cool.
Absolutely brilliant. More vehicles with beds should have a ramp like that. It's so hard. Like, you have to pull out a ramp. You have to make sure, you know, you tie it in. Like, the fact that that vehicle had its own built-in side ramp makes it, I don't know, Chevy, you're brilliant, or you were.
Well, and it also makes a lot of sense, as you saw in that all that great archival imagery about why it was marketed for small businesses. Because can you imagine loading a dolly or a wheelbarrow in there? You know, you could go up and down and really move a lot of.
I think it just made everything more effective. Again, I'm shocked that we still don't have vehicles manufactured like that to this day. Yeah, I don't know. But let's talk about some really cool cars that are crossing the block today, Matt.
Let's do. So the Tom Katinic Collection is one, Brianna, that we've been really excited about. You and I went up to Vancouver to document them a while ago, and Tom has really dialed into the production scene there in Vancouver. A lot of streaming, TV, film production happens there, and he's in the mix of it, and he brought some very cool cars.
Hey, I know that car. Yep, this is Bella, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SF seen in Riverdale. And it also has some lingering effects from being on set with the addition of a third stunt brake pedal. Tom Katnik is a picture card coordinator working in the busy Vancouver, Canada film scene, and his collection here at Mecum Fort Worth is a star-studded lineup. These two have been used in various productions, including being used in the 2018 film Bad Times at the El Royale. Katherine Heigl drove this 1968 Volkswagen Carmen Ghia Coupe in the series Firefly Lane. It's powered by a flat 4-cylinder engine paired to a 4-speed manual transmission, and it stands out with these black painted steel wheels with Volkswagen hubcaps and these wide white wall tires. And this 2010 Shelby GT500 Super Snake was indeed the one seen in The Interview, starring James Franco and Seth Rogen. Under the hood, there's 850 horsepower coming by way of a supercharged 5.4-liter V8. It's a unique cast seen on set, on screen, and here on the Mecum red carpet.
So I used to watch Riverdale, and like when we got to spend time with Tom and the crew up in, it made me want to start watching that whole series again. One, to see the car, but just, you know, a reminder. But I'm still surprised, and folks, I'm calling Matt out here, is that you have not seen Bad Times at the El Royale.
I have
and
not.
that, I think that's the movie that I fell in love with Dakota Johnson. That movie is just brilliant. It's got that quirky, that dark humor, but just the way that the movie was directed. And then you got really cool cars. And folks, you guys have a chance to buy 2 cars featured in that movie today here at Mecum at no reserve.
And a whole bunch of other ones that have been seen. I like The Interview. That was kind of a classic for me.
No, you just like the car.
No, I like James Franco. I like some of the one-liners in it, and it was kind of neat. Brian, yesterday, as Alyssa and I were shooting that, we were talking with some of our team members who were talking about they had not seen it, but now they wanted to go track it down and watch it after seeing the car here.
Yeah.
And I think it also speaks, Brian, about just that is it's not underground, but it's a business. I mean, to providing cars for screen. I think a lot of people don't think about that.
I didn't realize how big it was until we sat down with Tom and really understand like what he's done. Imagine how many others out there are doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, and, you know, we consume so much media, and I think a lot of times we focus on the people, but we don't realize that all those cars that are on set come from somewhere. And there in Vancouver, a lot of them come from Tom's collection.
Yeah, and I know he's got others in store, and maybe we can talk him to bring him to Kissimmee or another auction down in the future. More an excuse for us to go up and play in there. We played in a lot of the cool vehicles that aren't selling on the block because he let us, and he was really proud of some of the really crazy build outs that he's done on some of those cars, like that SWAT van or whatever. But, you know, I think cars and motorcycles are as much of a star as the actors themselves are, and how important some cars play in a movie. I mean, obviously like Fast and Furious and things like that because it's so car related, but like, you know, cars really do help build out the storyline.
I enjoyed chatting with Tom during our time there, documenting his cars and getting them photographed, hearing about the thought process that goes in and you know, how there is a lot of dialogue with the directors, and Tom's providing his feedback and just the banter that goes back and forth as a project is underway. And the production staff kind of cast their vision for what they're looking for a car or a motorcycle or a truck that emulates a character. It was kind of neat to hear all that the behind the scenes info.
And I think he talked about it in the Chevelle that's being sold, but they had to make a special pedal in it. And people don't realize it's not just throwing a car into the movie. You actually have to build it out. You have to build out like stuff for the, you know, be able to do, you know, a burnout or drifting, or if it's like an interior view, like you have to build the cameras out so the cameras aren't seen in it. There's a lot that goes into it, a lot of work.
A lot of work. Yeah, it's not just like pulling a car out and
saying, hey, here's the car.
Here's the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to that point, Brian, he was also telling us about how, you know, when a vehicle is selected, and even if it's something that doesn't require a lot of crazy modifications, Tom's team will still go through, and I think he told us a lot of times he'll add an electric fuel pump just for reliability, because obviously when the car's on set, it's, you know, it's one thing if you're at a show to not have it start or to have, but when you're on set and you've got cameras rolling, you've got lights, you've got lots of people,
you've got to make sure it's running.
You need those cars running. And then of course, a little bit more exciting is when they do make modifications like those stunt pedals or some of the other changes. But it's really neat. You can see the cars here, and like you said, that Chevelle has that pedal, that Carmen Ghia. I don't think that has a stunt pedal.
No, it doesn't.
Catherine would.
I don't think she needed that in Firefighter Play. It's a very cute show. I don't think she was doing like mini like
she was not
burnouts.
J-turn. Yeah, no J-turns. But maybe that would be maybe for a future episode. Catherine, maybe keep that in mind.
I don't know, but you know, obviously we're excited about what's happening today on the final day of you know, here at Dickies Arena at Fort Worth. But we got some really cool stuff that's coming down the pipeline, do we not?
We sure do. So we have a very neat collection coming up, crossing the block in January. Here's a little sneak peek.
I just want to talk about this. So what we just showed you was Mike Jagger. Mike Jagger is very well known in the Corvette world, probably one of the most well-known people in the Corvette world, huge collector, and he's decided to sell his collection. And there's a couple phases to what's going on here. At Kissimmee, we'll sell 8 cars, 12 engines, and 60 pieces of road art. We're gonna have a beautiful display there. But before that even happens, we're gonna have a preview party at his place down in Effingham, Illinois, on November 29th. Look in your inbox for invites soon. And what we're really gonna do is showcase the 5,000 pieces of Corvette memorabilia. That's all Corvette related, from die-cast to posters to signs and everything. It's actually crazy. Our team's been down there for a couple weeks photographing and inventorying everything, but we'll start with 2 on-time auctions. If you're not aware of on-time, we'll get to that in a minute. So we'll have 2 on-time auctions to really kick off this series of 5,000 pieces in December. And then we'll have Kissimmee, and we'll do the 8 cars, 12 engines. These engines are amazing, some very sought after. The 60 pieces of road art that we've selected. We're looking to do that the final Saturday of Kissimmee. And then we're going to really kick off auction after auction, probably 2 auctions a month for about 6 months. I mean, it's 5,000 pieces of highly sought after Corvette memorabilia. It's just mind blowing. I haven't told Matt yet, but I might need him to go to the party on November 29th and help us, really kick off this amazing collection. And I'm really excited that Mike Jagger chose Mecum for it.
Yeah, very cool. And Brian, speaking of things coming up, so that's a tease to January. Obviously, we have so much going on between now and then. I should note that. But it's also a good reminder that when you come out to an auction, it's not just what's going on there across the auction block. You also kind of get a little preview of what's in store. And some of the stars that we have that are going to be there in January at Kissimmee are 2 yellow Ferraris. You got to spend a lot of time with them, and I still am not over that.
I actually, sometimes I get a little FOMO when Matt gets to go out, but this time I raised my hand. It's the Bachmann collection. There are 46 Ferraris in that collection. There are 2 Alphas. Actually, I think a motorcycle or 2 that are actually coming, and some amazing pieces of Ferrari road art. But here at Kissimmee, like Matt said, sometimes we like to preview what's coming up, get people excited. Kissimmee's our big guy, and also Bachmann. The Bachmann collection is, I would say, one of the biggest, most notable collections that we've ever brought into Mecum. And we chose to bring 2 LaFerraris here. What's better than 1 LaFerrari?
2.
2, Matt. We have a LaFerrari Aperta and a LaFerrari Coupe. They're absolutely beautiful machines. I think people are really excited about it because they're, both models were so low production. They didn't make many of them. And a lot of people that get a LaFerrari don't really sell them. They keep it and hold it forever. So the fact that we have 2 LaFerraris that are going to be available coming up at Kissimmee is amazing. But there's so many other amazing vehicles or other Ferraris in that collection. I'm a big fan of Testarossas. There's a perfect Testarossa in that collection. There's 2 Dinos, a brown Dino, a red one with chairs and flares. It's just mind-blowing, the care. They're all such low mileage that some of them are last production numbers. It's just, we have to go back down and visit this collection and do some more video and photo work. And I don't know. I'm really excited about this one.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. And you talked about the rarity, Brian. 499 coupes, 210 Aperta convertibles. And like you said, we've got 1 of each here. And they were only produced from 2013 to 2016, but the stats are still mind-blowing. Upwards of 949 horsepower. A top speed. Yes, Brian, it's
fast.
It's very fast. And to that end, a top speed of 217 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 mile per hour time of 2.4 seconds. But like you said, Brian, seeing one is kind of a rarity thing too. Only here at Mecum Auctions, but just always a reminder that we are always on the gas. We do not let up, Brian, and we are so excited as we wrap up our time here in Fort Worth.
Are we excited? I'm kind of sad to leave Fort Worth.
Well,
I'm sad.
It's a bittersweet, I like to think.
Yeah. But we'll be joining everyone back at Las Vegas, correct? For cars?
We will. So join us. Come out today, of course, to Dickies Arena. We've got a lot in store here for Saturday. But already make plans to come out in just 2 more weeks. We'll be in Las Vegas.
We are. Maybe we can invite our low rider friends to hang out with us again, please.
Yeah. And of course, if You can also catch the live TV broadcast today on ESPN Plus. And as always, wherever you're watching, drop us a comment. We love hearing what our fans and followers have to say. I want to know Corvair or Econoline. Let us know.
Corvair all the way.
Corvair all the way. All right, well, Brianna, as we ride off into the sunset, do you have any, you have a closing catchphrase we can impart to our viewers?
No.
All right. Have a great day, and we'll see you in Las Vegas for more Mecum in the Morning.